Yeah, we are. Good to have you back on the Morning Brew. We're back to work today. It's Tuesday, and Amber is out today, so we're going to fly this show solo today, but I've got help. I've got some wonderful guests sitting here at the table. I want you to meet an old friend of mine. We became friends for many years, working in the same building downtown. He is a partner with the Modrell law firm. James Parker is with us today.
Hi, Larry.
How are you, James? Good to see you again.
Thank you.
And also with us today is Keiko Keiko Lambert, and she is president of the Parker Center for Family Business, also a financial advisor with Merrill Lynch Global Wealth Management here in Albuquerque. It's good to meet you as well.
Good morning.
James and I go way back. We shared an elevator many, many years over here at 4th and...
I feel like I missed out on good conversations.
A lot of good conversations. James is the namesake for the Parker Center for Family Business, and you established this how long ago?
10 years ago,
Okay.
we decided that there needed to be something for family businesses to have a forum to discuss issues that are unique to the family business. They have issues that other businesses don't have, such as succession planning and how to deal with the patriarch, whether or not it's time for him to retire, the matriarch, whether she should retire or not. And so we put on symposiums once a year and bring in outstanding speakers from around the country. This year our symposium is this coming Friday, September 5th, and we've brought in Don Javnik from Cleveland, who is a consultant for family businesses, and Leslie Deshoe from the Aspen Family Group, who helps family businesses deal with these unique issues. So we're very excited about our program this year.
Well, you and Keiko, for your respective professions, I'm assuming you deal with a lot of family businesses in what you do, and the same for James here.
Exactly. New Mexico is a very entrepreneurial city, and one of the things that you find is that the vast majority of people who do well in this state have family businesses.
Yeah.
I personally grew up in a family business. I know Jim's family grew up in a family business. So Jim mentioned, I always think about this, we deal with issues that are unique to family businesses. But on the other side of the coin, we also deal with families who have unique businesses. So it's all kind of, it's all very intertwined, and we find those issues.
Does it get complicated?
Yes.
Yes.
when you live with all of your coworkers, and you have Christmas, Thanksgiving, and every other birthday with your coworkers, it does get complicated.
Yeah, you'd think holidays you're getting away from work. No. Not in a family business.
Or you think in work you get away from your family.
Yeah.
That's exactly true. It's interesting that families seem to bring the family issues to the workplace, and you have to keep those at home, and let's deal with business at the business. And those are issues that family businesses have to address. It's always interesting in succession planning when you have a member of the family working in the business and you have other family members who are not. And how in estate planning do you deal with this issue? Logically, the person working the business, you would want them to have the business, and how do you take care of the rest of the family? So those are issues that have to be addressed. And when you do this succession planning, the stakeholders are not only those involved in the business, but the rest of the family, because they're concerned about, my sibling getting the entire estate as opposed to me sharing in that estate, and that relieves strife when you bring them into that planning.
Let's talk about the scenario for a minute, because I think that's very interesting. And I know people in family businesses, and some members are actively working in the biz and some are not. They're choosing other professions. Should they be penalized for not wanting to run the family farm anymore?
Right, and that's the one of the issues you address. And what you do in that situation is you help them by providing for life insurance for them or other assets. I have a situation where a son is involved in the business and the sister is not. Mm-hmm. And so in that situation, we're providing for the son. He's going to be buying in and receive a gift of part of the business.
Right.
And the daughter is going to be receiving other assets, for example, the building that's leased to the business. And over a period of time, she'll be gifted that. And then upon the death of the parents, we provided some life insurance, a second to die policy, so the son can have the proceeds to buy his sister out of the building. The idea is that we don't want to create strife for the family down the road, where you have the son owning the business and leasing a building from his sister, and she wants extremely high rent and he wants low rent. By his buying the building, you eliminate that issue.
I see. Now, I would imagine there's some other dynamics too. When times are good, the money's good, everybody kind of fights over that. And then when times are bad, the finger pointing and the responsibilities start.
That's where the dynamics within the family become very, very important. We also have to remember that for the state of New Mexico, it is the small business that's the backbone behind our economy. So for every one of these family businesses that proceeds to the next generation or grows, or we can help create a business environment where they are better able to function within these good times or hard times.
Right.
That also helps with the local economies, both on the city and state level, because these are businesses that are going to flourish, continue to add to the local taxes, to continue to employ
Sure.
people. And so it goes beyond just the individual success of the family. It goes on to, we think, helping to create a much more vibrant state that has a much better, more stable kind of an economic situation where we don't have to worry about government cutbacks quite so much.
Now you have all these experts coming in, and I see the lineup, and you have representatives from several family businesses
Yes.
joining as the speaker panel to talk about their unique situations.
Absolutely.
Yes, at the end of our program each year, we have family businesses discuss issues that they have dealt with and how they have succeeded in dealing with these issues. This year, our theme is the value of the family business. Is it dollars, or what is the real value of the family business? And this is the issue that we'll be discussing. For example, the situation of being a member of the family business, is that really just money, or is it an opportunity? And that's one of the things that Dr. Jovanik will be talking about, is creating this legacy as an opportunity for future generations to carry the family business forward, and not just an opportunity for them to create a livelihood.
Have you ever seen so much infighting where they kill the golden goose?
Absolutely.
It's happened many times?
We see that quite more often than not, because the percentage of family businesses that go from the second to third generation, about a third go to the second generation, and maybe 5 to 6% go
Wow.
to the third generation. Many times the current generation don't address issues, and they get carried to the next generation. A previous presenter that we've had at the program, Ernesto Poza from the Thunderbird School of Global Management in Glendale, he indicated in his research of centennial family businesses that one of the successes is that each generation cleans up its own mess. And that
Yeah.
is really a very important point in addressing the issues that you have in your generation with regard to siblings or with cousins, in order to make sure the business transfers to the next generation.
He also brought up a very interesting point, and that's that family businesses should also not be hesitant to bring in outside expertise whenever it's necessary, in part of dealing with each generation cleaning up their own mess. Sometimes a certain type of expertise, whether it's a corporate management structure or
Right.
an outside board or legal support to be able to provide for succession issues.
Or a COO or somebody like that.
Exactly.
That's not.
Right, I'm working with a business right now where the present CEO is announced his retirement, and they have a search to bring in a third party who is not a family member, in to manage the company because there is not a family member in line to manage the company.
And
But
the
it does-
family's okay with that.
Absolutely.
Does not dilute the impact of the family, does not dilute the impact of the family business in the community, but it's just another tool that sometimes family businesses don't look for.
This is really. You brought a photo here, and this is an interesting black and white photo of. Can you tell us who this is here? Do we know?
This is Joe's
Yeah,
family?
Joe, yes, this is Joe DiGregorio from Gallup, and this is their family and their business that was in Gallup for 67 years.
Wow.
And this is an example that their 4 sons went to the 4 winds, if you will.
Uh-huh.
And so when Joe decided to retire, he sold the business to the Lowe family out of Amarillo, and they now operate the business.
Is there a type of business that does better in a family setting than others? I mean, you got everything from.
I really don't think there is. I think it's a situation, as Keiko said earlier, that businesses, family businesses are unique, and families have unique businesses.
That's fascinating. Fascinating. I think it's great. And this symposium, if folks haven't heard about it, it is still open. You have,
Yes, and the fee is $100
Okay.
for the first individual or
Right.
family to register. It's $80 for the second. We try to keep the fee down so that we can make sure that all family businesses have an opportunity to come to the
There's a
symposium.
lot of small startup companies that have husband and wife
Exactly, their family
dynamics.
business.
That is a
That's
family
right.
business in every sense of the word.
Yes.
And we encourage a lot of these families, especially the husband and wife type scenarios, to bring the kids.
Really?
Because
Yeah.
it is, last year we had one family bring a young gentleman, I think he was what, 12?
No kidding.
And this young man participated in, within the program to the fullest extent.
Best
He-
education there is.
and we have one of our panelists this year who has a family business, and normally we usually have the patriarch or the founder of the business and then their children. This year we're going to have, we're hoping to have one of the siblings and the third generation. So it's a very young man who has now come to realize that he has a place in the family business, and it's
Nice.
a role.
Even at the age of 12.
Right.
Fascinating, you guys. James, thank you for being here.
Well, thank you for having us. We appreciate it.
Keiko, it's good to meet you as well.
Thank you so
Please
much.
come back anytime. This is a great topic.
We
Thank you.
appreciate
Thank you.
your
Thank
time.
you. James Parker and Keiko Lambert with us today, a Family Business Symposium. You've seen all the info on the screen. Thanks for being here with you guys. It's Morning Brew continuing in just a moment. I'll be back after this.